Hello. Today on the Bioanxiety podcast, we have the amazing Anna. Anna just graduated from Parsons in fine arts, and you moved there from Hong Kong.
Yeah, correct.
And she's going to tell us her story about why she chose art and living in New York.
Okay.
I'll let you take it away.
Okay. So I basically chose fine arts because, I was always that kid who was at home, like drawing or like in restaurants. My parents would always have to like bring a little kit where it's like all my paint, like not painting, like crayons and pens and like paper. So I would always just like do that in the restaurants, and I would never ever leave home without that. And I've just like throughout the years I've kept the same thing where it's like I love to draw. I've always loved to paint. I did like arts during high school as like my degree and everything as well. So yeah, it was just like a natural trajectory to do it in college. I was gonna actually do psychology, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stick to art. And I was actually supposed to go to Edinburgh, like in Scotland. But one of my art teachers, he was like, no, like New York is so you, it's such your vibe. So I tried it out and I love New York. So I'm really grateful for that. Yeah.
Nice. How did it feel like leaving home for the first time?
Mhm.
Like what kind of reservations did you have? Anxiety from that?
I was actually super excited to leave. Sorry, parents. Sorry, I love you. But yeah, I was so excited to get away from home. It was like COVID years as well. So I was just like, I was so done. And I was really lucky because I came here when I was like not locked down. I escaped the lockdown when I came here, and then it got locked down home in Hong Kong. And I was like, oh, thank God. And yeah, like my mom came with me to like pack all my stuff and get ready to move in and everything. But we had such huge problems moving in. Like I was basically jumping from apartment to apartment for 3 months. The first 3 months I was here, like, and school, it was hectic because like international visa and everything. It was like hard to get a place. Um, but yeah, like other than that, I was just like kind of anxious. Obviously, when my mom left my apartment for the first time, I was just like, oh like I don't know if I can swear on here.
Fine.
Okay. I was like, oh, beep. Yeah, like for the first time, she left, and I was like, oh shit, like I have to do everything by myself now. And I went to boarding school for high school, so it was more chill because I did have that experience of being away from home, but still it's like different, like having an actual place to yourself. Yeah.
Nice. So now that you've graduated school,
Mm-hmm.
you are painting a lot.
Yeah.
Right. If you want an amazing painting of yourself, she is in Washington Square Park. You can follow her Instagram. Actually, I will be tagging it on the post. How is that? Like, what do you plan on doing? Like, how do you decide what you want to do when you leave college? Like,
Mm-hmm. So when I left college, I was like, I'm in fine arts. If you like, if you're gonna do art, do like graphic design or something. You know what I mean? Like illustration, graphic design, something that can like kind of get you a solid job, or architecture. Product, anything else other than fine arts is pretty easy to get into. Although the market is very saturated right now, it's easier still. Yeah, so I was just like, I was confused what to do. I was applying to a lot of different art gallery jobs. Barely heard back. So I was just like, what do I love doing? And it was the summer. So I was like, what do I love doing? I love doing portraits. But before that, I was just like selling my pieces at Wash. I pulled up one day after like one of my friends in the park, Eric. He's like one of amazing artists in the park as well. Shout out to you, because he was like, you have to do it. Like you're so talented and everything, and he's so sweet about it. So I pulled up with my paintings. I sold one, which I was really happy about. But yeah, it wasn't like a huge traction, and I was like, okay, let's try something else. So I did a painting of just like the cart, like the hot dog cart, and like the nuts for nuts, whatever they're called. I did that for like 2 hours in the park. Got a lot of people who came over to view stuff, like followers and whatever, but still not that many sales. And I'm like, I'm out here to like, I need bread, dude. Like, I can't just like be out here for no reason. And so, third time, I was like, okay, what would people like? Honestly, we're all narcissistic down in the heart. We love ourselves, and that's a good thing. Like if you love yourself, love yourself. And so I was like, okay, like what's a good selling point? Portraits. If you're traveling, especially, you might want a portrait. If you're celebrating something, you want my portrait, you know? And it's just like, it's easy. I can paint super fast. I'm like, like 10 minutes is pretty good. Especially for paint, acrylic painting. I haven't seen anyone do that yet. So I was like, you know what? Like, I feel like this could be it. So I tried it for the first time. I bought a mini table off Amazon. I still use that damn table that like collapses on me sometimes, but whatever. I use that table. I have a whole setup going and like my portable easel and just like get it going. The first time I went, it was like pretty good weekend. It was like the day before Pride weekend. So I got a lot of sales and like people start like, recognizing me like, oh, it was hard to get my first one, not gonna lie. Because everyone's like, oh, who is she? And like, is she competent? And then I did my first one and people were like looking and then an audience came and then I started getting lines. And then that's like when it like usually happens. Like you just need one person and then like, oh, okay, she can actually paint.
Were you nervous? Like
I was shitting myself. I was absolutely shitting myself. I was freaking out. I wasn't gonna go. I was texting all my best friends. Like I was like, no. Like I think I was freaking out mostly the first time I was going. So when I was painting the cart. And then my other friend was like texting me. It's just like, oh, you're gonna do well. Like just come out, come out, come out. So I did it. And after like my first person, I was like, you know what? It's fine. Like people always stare. I don't see the people looking at me. They're looking from behind. And then after that, I was just like, I got used to it. So
nice. So I know you suffer from a lot of anxiety,
Yeah.
work anxiety. What do you do like to manage that?
I definitely use sports. So like I go to the gym, and having a schedule. Like I'm a Google Calendar girly.
You are.
Yeah, my Google
love
Calendar
that.
is so bad. Like it's like insane. I have like color coordinated. Like so, if, for example, if I do the food content, it's in orange. If I do art, it's in yellow. I work as a part-time hostess at a restaurant. I have that as dark green because it fits their aesthetic. And then friend stuff, it's like blue. Fashion stuff is purple. So I have that all like color coordinated. Because when I was in school, I was still doing like outside stuff. You can't rely on school just to like get you connections or whatever. So yeah, like I had that during school the whole time. So it really helped me get a schedule. So schedules really help my anxiety. Going to the gym morning times, waking up early. I wake up early because I have anxiety, so I don't really get to sleep in, which suck. But yeah, and just like I feel like eating good food, like eating good quality food definitely helps. Get your vitamins in, get your vitamin D in. The sun, vitamin D, not sick-minded vitamin D. When you like looked at me like I was like, girl, no, 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 no. Well, I mean that would probably help, but like, you know what I mean? But yes, the sun. Yeah, I think that.
I understand like the waking up early because I wake up very early and I'm usually anxious when I wake up. Like I'm happy, but I'm like anxious to get the day started. So I
Yeah.
feel like I have so much to
Yeah.
do. So what kind of advice would you give for like listeners that don't live in New York and want to come to art school in New York or are looking at programs here?
Definitely like see what your school is specialized in. Parsons was definitely more conceptual based, which I didn't know. I thought I was gonna learn a lot of technical stuff, which I didn't really learn that much technical stuff. But the professors were amazing. There is a lot of like resource, but you have to like take your own, like you have to do it yourself and like push yourself to do it. Definitely like do your research on the programs that you want to do. Some are like more, as I said, conceptual. Some are more, technique based. And yeah, like don't get stuck in your schoolwork. Schoolwork to me was like probably like 20% of my stresses. Mostly it's just like you have to go out to the art scene, you have to go meet people, you have to just go out. Like I was like kind of iffy about like the whole art networking scene, because like it just feels so forced, and like it feels like I was talking to my friend about this the other day. Like going to art gallery shows, yeah, and like showings, it is really important, but go because you actually genuinely want to go. Like don't go because you want to be seen. And like I fell into the trap of like, oh, I need to go to this event because like just like I need to be there. And that shouldn't be the reason why you go. And like now if I don't feel like going, if I don't feel the vibes, then I'm not gonna go. And it really helps with anxiety as well, just like actually wanting to be there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want it to be forced. There's nothing
No.
worse than like going to an event because you feel like you have to go and you actually don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And I guess so far, I mean, you've been in New York now
Like 3.5 years.
3.5 years,
Yeah.
and you've built a really good network. You're an amazing artist. I mean,
Thank
I've seen
you.
your art. Everybody buy her pieces. What is the one piece of advice you would give your younger self?
Definitely trust the process. Things come when they're meant to come. And I think like I keep bringing it back to anxiety because like I've had anxiety since I was like probably like 12, 13. I'm just like, it manifests because you're not sure of the future. That's what anxiety is. Just know that you're supposed to be where you're supposed to be, and things happen for a reason. Don't force it, as we said. Just like always be optimistic, because what energy you put out is the energy you get. Yeah, and just like be grateful. Surround yourself with good people. Surround yourself with good people, because the amount of snakes that I had to like nick the head off, bro, like it's bad. Like you really need
Especially
to,
in that scene.
oh yeah, 100%. And it's like you just really need to like, friends are your chosen family, and you really need to like choose your family wisely. That's all I could say. Also, just like ignore the haters, because honestly, if you have haters, you're doing something right, in my opinion. Because
100%.
right?
Well, thank you so much. This
Of
was really
course.
awesome to like get to know you a little bit more. And yeah, everybody get your painting. Washington Square Park.
Washington
You
Square
have your
Park.
schedule up, I'm assuming,
Yeah,
on
and
your
I'm doing
Instagram.
Dragon Fest actually. Like I've been doing the food festivals.
Oh yeah, and Dragon Fest.
Yeah.
And that the next one is
August 10th, near
August
Wash
10th.
actually. So
Okay.
it's like easy.
I'll post about it.
Hey!
Thank you for listening.
Bye.